thank you so much. As always, a pleasure to be in your homes. Hello my beautiful friends. I hope you're doing good and well these days. In case you missed the big announcement, I just thought to show you quickly my 4 books I just published on Amazon. Beautiful Emphera books with tons of elements for your art journaling projects, collages, mixed media, even card making, you name it. And I was thinking, how about making a journal page with them today? I haven't actually crafted with those, believe it or not. I didn't cut it. Well, I did fussy cut my fairy because I think I made a decision, but I thought, how about making some page together? Where's that fairy? I did fussy cut her and I put her back. She is so absolutely cute, and I thought, let's use her. There's so many more beautiful, gorgeous little girls, and maybe I'm gonna grab the actual flowers book as well, and let's see which flower, actually all of them, will match. And the way that I just sort of decided to make those books is that I really wish them to be compatible with each other, like complement each other, matching with each other, that they are in the same zone, style, color scheme, vintage feel, delicate touch. Like, I don't know, I just think that I really think that it's gonna be just fantastic together, no matter which books you're gonna decide to join. You know what, as always, Marta, why do you even skip the fussy cutting part? I thought to tell you a little bit about this girl. For example, she has a beautiful tulle dress, so not that easy to fussy cut, believe me, and she has those gorgeous delicate wings as well, and the dress is dotty. I love that. I'm using Tim Holtz scissors, and those are great for fussy cutting, but I do know that some of you complain about that the paper is too thick. In this case, actually, the paper, I think it's thin enough and it's perfect for collaging. It's pretty much, I think, in comparison, I think it's like a copier paper, like a printer paper, which is good enough, and it's not too thick. I think my previous papers, like, I always wanted them to be super thick, but I think these days, honestly, for the past months, if not years, I would be more keen to grab something that is much thinner, so it's easier to glue it down. It's not that standing out, and also it's much easier to fussy cut. And I remember sometimes it would take ages to fussy cut because the pain in the hands was as well huge. So in this case, it's not the case, I think. However, I know that some of you, maybe you could help me out. I know that some of you have those machines that you scan the picture and you can cut it. So I don't know if that's the case. If someone has any sort of advice here how to actually do it, I'm sure we all could use a little bit of advice. I know a friend of mine, she used to do that with the machine that would fussy cut elements. How she did it, I honestly don't know, but I know she had this magical touch with the machine. The fussy cutting part I love, honestly. It's something I just enjoy, and I always have been chatting with you. Do you remember? We used to always chat then. I came to this zone of making sure that the video is not boring, that the video is good enough, and things like that, which I'm thinking, in fact, that you know what, having a company with each other and chatting with each other is more important than skip part and have the video super fast playing. Now, this is gonna be a difficult one. I'm gonna see if I'm able to actually cut it properly with the scissors. Possibly it would be so much easier to cut with some knife, but then I am used to scissors and stuff, so let's see if I can cut that. That's probably not the easiest part, isn't it? Unless I can cut out a little bit of her hair. No, actually no, I don't want to cut her hair, Marta. Leave her hair, she looks so pretty as she is. So let's just be gentle with her and try to cut it around her ear and the hair. There we go. Oh, it worked! I love it. And her shoes as well. Now these are delicate, intricate elements, I have to say. Do you have to fussy cut it? Not necessarily, no. You know, you can color it, you can cover it, you can cut it, you can paint it over, you can put something on top, glue some other Emphera on top. You know, it's just how I sort of have it done. So her tiny legs are this cute when she stands, but indeed could be troublesome for those who fussy cut, especially if you don't like fussy cutting. Oh, I love her, she's so cutesy. Now I think honestly she could match everywhere, and I just think I'm just trying to figure out which. I think we're gonna go for a change. We're gonna go for this book, which is like a regular booklet thing, kind of. You remember? Oh, I love this one. Oh, that's the Wanderlust project. Oh, look at it. I didn't craft in this book forever. Glue book. Do you remember times of glue book? And more glue book, the shiny. I'm not fan of shiny. Maybe this is why I gave up the whole idea. But anyway, let's just move on. I have glued down 3 pages together previously, quickly, before we started anything. Oh, she's gonna be just gorgeousness. Like, I honestly think anything goes. Now, I think it would be nice if she could be like standing with those floweritos somewhere here and there. She could be like being in the actual sort of like a garden or something. Let's have a look where she belongs, because I think that's the thing. She does belong somewhere, and we need to figure it out to who, to where, to which flower. Oh, I love this one actually. She is cute with this flower. The question is it too... It's not too big, it's just perfect size-wise. It is... Do you know what? I think I'm gonna grab this big rose. But before that, let's check if she could be happy camper elsewhere. I like the big rose because her wings are there, and if she's gonna be next to it, she won't be covering too much of a rose. Or we could have this under the rose, and she could... No, she needs 2 wings to be fair, I think. This one, I think I skipped a few pages, didn't I? Of course I did. Now, I wanted to say as well that while this video is still fresh and new, the one where I opened the box and see the books for the first time, if you haven't seen that video, oh, I love this color combo here. It is... Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna go for this one because this flower goes like to the side here, and oh yes, I love this. I love anemone in general. It's one of my favorites, and also tulips. I love that. I was saying something, and of course I forgot. I'm gonna just jump in with that anemone flower. Let's do that. Nothing on the other side, so no worry to figure it out what to cut through. I was reading some of the comments, like there's over 100 comments, but a lot of them said, sorry for ASMR, a lot of those comments said that you love the books and that you are gonna get the books, and that's making me super happy, because I honestly, my biggest wish was if everyone can have what I have, like everyone, and if we could craft together, wouldn't that be amazing? And I still get like messages from, oh, it's gonna be intricate to cut it. I still get messages from, let's say, UK customers, UK friends, saying, will you ship to UK? And I was like, I can't, I really can't. For a business small like that, I can't. Which with Amazon, with those books, it is possible, and everyone can get their books in time and all, timing manner in comparison to my shipping, because it is very difficult to have time for shipping, for creating the books, for packing, for making videos, editing, for social media and everything all. And this way allow me to do more videos, I think, because not only I'm inspired by the books like crazy, and I'm so excited for the fact I can finally use things that I have been wishing for so long. So that's the thing. I always wanted to make more videos, and for the past years, you know, between the shop, the second YouTube channel as well, because I love making videos there too, between all of that, you know, it's been tough sometimes going on. So you can imagine, like, to divide myself into pieces, into, you know, it's just difficult to be in few places. Now this is a very intricate, Marta, what did you choose? Very intricate design, but I think I can do it. Pretty good job. Maybe not so perfect, you know, but pretty good. Let's see. I also, you know, if you are like me, perfectionist, I've learned with these books to not overreact and not being over perfectionism, because it can really drain you guys, you know. And same for the projects. I really wish you to just enjoy the process of gluing, cutting, gluing, making composition and stuff like that, you know, like not like really stress-free sort of enjoyment, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Now I can see that sometimes I may have not see or not notice that like this partially the it's not end, but look, you can just cut it yourself and make it, because it was not what's the word, like it was edged and it shouldn't be, so you can just make your own edging, make your own, and that's gonna be perfectly fine. You know what, I think I'm gonna just sit down, fussy cut it, and most definitely get back to you. I think outside of only this flower, I think I would love some more flowers, possibly maybe from the other book. Good morning, hello my beautiful friends, so welcome the next day. I have few elements fussy cut, and I also figured, you know what, I do miss a little bit of a text, old style Marta, where we have some text, old book pages, and I have those leftovers from some other project. So I was thinking, how about doing a little bit of mixed media background with the text book fussy cutting as well, and mixing these. I would love that. So I'm gonna just use a touch of gel medium to glue these down, and I'm gonna just create some nice interest to my background. And that to be said, I'm adding just old book pages, which is perfect, but you can use magazines, you can use scrapbook paper as well for that matter, no problem. I'm gonna focus my energy right now, I think at this moment, I don't know in 5 minutes, but right now I'm gonna focus on adding elements to the sides. So I think it's good as well when you're creating, it's good to think for where I'm gonna place it, how I'm gonna build my composition, where I'm gonna focus my energy. And I think I like usually to, what I like to do is I like to have my energy on sides. Usually that's kind of how I jump in with my projects. Again, compositions are different. There are some rules like 2/3 or rule of third, 3 or something like that. I've never studied composition. I should have, but it's the same way I never study color wheel. I have no clue about it, because I create a lot of my life creations, my art creations for those, you know, 10-12 years of making art. It's based on my feelings and how it feels pleasing to eye. Many times I actually mentioned that, pleasing to eye, right? So I think this is not changing. I'm not too sure sometimes why I do what I do and why I'm choosing this or that. A lot of times it's just a feeling and what feels right at the moment. Now, the heaviness sort of thing, I like that I switch this type of paper on these two and then these two. So it's a little tiny bit of a mix. Now, I think what could be nice as well, we have this old papers from Tim Holtz, his tissue papers. Let me see if I can find, I added some tape because I'm guessing this was like constantly opening, but it may be hard, so I'm just gonna, instead of untaping it, I'm just gonna rip it a little bit because it's okay, there's tons of it inside anyway, and using the ripped part, it's still good. Now, what I may do is I'm gonna just grab a part, just a little bit, like this is like so beautifully perfect, and I might just place this here just to see. I usually would jump in and use clear gesso for that, but I think I'm gonna jump in with clear gesso in a second for all the elements, so I'll be covering that top with clear gesso anyway, so it's okay. Now, I don't recommend adding gel medium on top of the papers because I find them that you can't color it. But now maybe as well, Marta, you could look outside your box and maybe you could have parts of your project that it's not doable to color, and maybe some interesting things will happen. You never know. I think my color scheme, as you can tell, it's purplishey. I love these elements, seriously. I just love it. And you know what? I have to be very honest with you. I think last night when I started the project, it was late. And I think my eyes weren't like the greatest. And I don't think I have appreciated what I saw on my desk, and I was like, I'm going to sleep. I was just too tired. And now, daytime, I can see how absolutely gorgeousness that is, how beautifully vintage this could come up. I think sometimes you have to allow yourself a rest, which is very important in general in life. And sometimes as well, it's good to walk away from things, because sometimes emotions can take over. And I think emotions of yesterday's video that I posted about opening the books, reading your comments and everything, I think that was a bit too much for me, honestly, emotionally, as in a positive way. But it was just so much that I think it affected me from really feeling overwhelmed. And I think even starting this project last night, I felt like, are you sure, Marta, you want to start this project? But of course I wanted to cut my papers as soon as I could. But I think today I feel like rejuvenated and so excited and so delighted to actually be here. Not that I wasn't excited, just that I think I was just over emotioned and stressed. How you're gonna take the books, how you will like the elements, how will you just feel about them, what sort of reactions I'm gonna get, whether you like the themes or not, how will you like those elements, will you think that, you know, it's enough in the market of flowers and butterflies or not, you know, because I remember some time ago as well asking on the channel, do you think, that could be like a year ago or two, do you think that would be nice to have a little bit of, do you think it would be nice to have a book of flowers and butterflies, like an ultimate book? And I remember reading some comments where they were like, you know what, we kind of seen it all. Sort of, you know, I got the vibe, and I was like, Marta, maybe this isn't actually the good idea. So I think that not only I didn't have time back then too much, honestly, but I did take it to heart. I do remember that it kind of struck me. It kind of like hit me, thinking, Marta, maybe this is really not what you should be focusing on. Maybe you should be doing other things. And back then, a few digital papers appeared, because as well, I wasn't in the right position to, I had no time to go for books and to create more collections and stuff. Things were different as well. Do you know what? I'm missing one thing. I have it. I love this paint. Do you remember we've used this? I don't think I was able to get you the links to that, but in case, it's Cadence Art and Hobby Paint. Hybrid acrylic multi-surface H006 Dentelle color. Now I think I remember when I used it a couple months ago. I'm trying to get something to take away the top part. I think as far as I remember, I don't think I was able to find this color. I think someone shipped this to me as a gift. Whoever did, if I'm correct, thank you so much again. I'm sure I thanked you, but I don't know. I think I need to just squeeze out or just open. You know what? I can just open this and that will do it as well. Of course it will. Oh yeah. Okay, maybe I'll mix it first. So I tell you something, I kind of am stepping away a little bit from white gesso. It's actually so funny to see myself over the years, how things are transforming, changing, and how, you see, how different feelings we have. You see, I love the idea of not white. I forgot that I turned into this kind of loving this look, where is this brownie effect. So you can see that I'm blending my papers in a much nicer way. So if someone could come up with the gesso of this color, that would be ideal. Any brand here watching, listening, there you go. That's your amazing idea for a product. This color of a gesso. Imagine that. Maybe there is color like that. I'm gonna search for it, but I never heard it. And as any of you heard it, I think I've seen maybe silver gesso or gold gesso or something, but I doubted there is this color gesso. If there is, I'd be first to buy. And honestly, look how beautifully this is actually blending with the page, with the background, and blending in between each other and all. I think it's just gorgeous. I think it also it's gonna be making this much easier. Now, if you feel that you are not able to mix it too well with these colors because it's acrylic, add some water, but be pretty much fast in your smudging do. Now, this is a color that I found good, but it's not that. I'm sure you can either mix some different acrylics to achieve a color of page, basically like a background of this color, so try it out. But also you could maybe find a different brand page, a different brand. You see what I love about this now, it's hard to tell in 1 second, because I love the idea of now mixing a little bit where the brown was together with it, so to have some delicate smooshes. But it's a different sort of, I don't know how to even explain it, guys, but it just, I don't know, maybe it will be easier to understand because of me making it. While I'm making it, I like the white, but somehow I like this, there you go, to have this, I don't know, a blend in between each other, you know. So I also wanted to say that check different brands for basically some sort of beige color. That's it. For beige color. Of course, I'm gonna try to see if I have a link to this particular one. Love it. Now, let's see in theory if we're gonna put our element, will that be visible? Oh, it will be very much so. Gorgeous. What about this one? My hands are dirty, so let's be delicate and let's try it out. I was laughing last night. Who have come up with this intricate design where it's so difficult to fussy cut, but oh well, it's gorgeous then, right? Oh, I love it so much. I believe we have this. I believe I'm gonna jump in, that's my guess, I'm gonna jump in with bark color as well to make it a bit browny. We shall see. You know what else I would love? A little bit of gray, and I had this gray color from Tim, the pumice color. Am I right? I don't know if you can hear me now, but 1 second. There you go. It is pumice stone. Let's see if this would not be good together. That could be amazing, and that could be also actually needed to be shaked. And do you know what? This could be fabulous. I haven't used them for quite some time, and you know what? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be back to actual, like real. Oh, look at it. The pumice is gorgeous. It's not the same shade. And now again, do you know why it's also difficult to work with the mediums right now? Because we haven't added a clear gesso on top. If we would, before coloring, add the clear gesso, it would be like a balm, and it would be so much easier to apply any paints and smush it. Much more difficult, nearly impossible. Well, it is possible, I just did it, but the mix is not happening. So if you ever wonder why it's not working this well, why the color sinks in and it doesn't allow me to mix, or it doesn't allow to mix the colors, or it doesn't allow me to move it around, it's because your surface, on whatever you work, whether it's a book, whether it's a collage, I don't know, a cardboard, whether it's a canvas, it doesn't matter. It's not primed. There's no white gesso, or there's no clear gesso, or black. There's also an option, but there's no clear gesso on top of your papers. So that's why I think it's important to even repeat this, because I find that we do forget about simple things, you know. Oh, I love that grayish, dirty look. That you know, I hope you don't mind saying it, because it's not a dirty color, but it's this kind of gray. I love gray. Gray and pink. Like gray and pink, it is such a beautiful color. Do you know, I also missed, I really missed getting dirty with my hands, like really enjoying and experimenting and allowing myself to work on the background, to give it a time, to give it. Now, with those perfect elements, I can work on any background, I feel, honestly. I also would love to make this page a little bit more, so maybe a little bit of stamping as well for the background, maybe some stenciling. We shall see what will come up, what we will come up with. I'll be right back to you, because I'm doing breakfast right now, so I think my breakfast is half done, so I'll be back in just a second. You won't even have a time to miss me. As promised, I'm back within seconds. I'm gonna be gluing these down. I think I'm gonna jump in for gel medium. However, I will be adding things on top with my clear gesso, so we shall see. This is sort of the composition I thought that could be nice, so slowly let's just start adding this to the page. Slowly, slowly. Now, I think I love the idea of having the fairy in general in like a taller flowers, like the flowers, like I don't know, like just big flowers that are like trees, I guess. So this sort of scenery even more magical. Now let's see how we're gonna place this one and the fairy. Maybe they could be more together, like this. This could be here, and this one, yeah, let's keep it this way. And this one as well. Now, if you're gonna have any sort of gel medium on top of your elements, don't worry, we just will cover it with gesso and this will do the trick. Now, something like that, maybe on the side a little bit, let's see. And she can be on top here. I love her. Okay, very pretty. Now I purposely divided these elements. This came from anemone, but I just figured that dividing this will make this nice, because we will feel that there are connection, sort of, I don't know, between two sides, I think. Now the question is, this should be underneath it or above it, but I think underneath it, as in further distant element. I think so. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump in with this small paper flower and have this distant. Now, there we go. And one more. Let's see. Something like that, and let's have a look where we can place our anemone. Maybe like this. That could be nice. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna take away this one and glue it down, but only because it's much harder for me to see. I think I may need another clean paper, because I wouldn't like to see my flower having gesso on having gel medium on top. So I may do that. Oh, I just moved it, so I will still get it by accident. No. Oops. Let's see. And let's have a look at this one. This could be either the way it's meant to be, yeah, I think so, or somewhere else lower or something like that. I think the fairy will be the last to be glued down. I think I need a sip of tea. Cheers, my friends, for a beautiful morning. Now, maybe here actually. Or like this, no. Or like this. I think I'm gonna just have it like that. Is it? 1 second. Like this or like this? No. I think this looks better like that. So, do you know what I may do? I may just move this one a bit up higher. Yes. Like a little bit up higher. No. Now, there we go. Now, and whoopsie, and a little of this one. That is intricate design, but it is also very pretty. So it's nice to have this one being used. Maybe slightly lower so it won't be on top of the flower. Actually, it can be, just a tiny touch. Oh, this is so pretty. Now, I may just add extra gel medium here and here. And oh, that was my belly, if you heard that. I would love you to see, if you don't have my books, my elements, guys, that's okay. I'm pretty sure you may have some beautiful flowers, beautiful elements that you can just create composition where you have a tiny little person with some flowers around and just play around and see where this will take you. Oh, this is so gorgeous. I love it. I just love it. Now she's so perfect here. I also wouldn't like her to be glued down, so what I may do is I'm gonna grab another paper. Now let's glue her down. Our final little, our main focal point, I guess. I wonder, I'm gonna ask you a question out of curiosity. If you can guess which book out of 4 may be the most likable and the most popular by you guys. So have a think about it, and I'm gonna tell you the answer, but before that, have a think about it. We have Botanica, like flowers with the backgrounds. We have regular flowers, more classic flowers, which Botanica is more, I would say, less classic. Flowers more maybe like flowers that are on the grounds, not on the grounds, that make no sense, like wildflowers as well, grass and stuff. So we have Botanica, classical flowers, fairies and butterflies. So what's your guess? 3, 2, 1. The most popular and the most loved and chosen by you is actually, believe it or not, flowers. So that is interesting, right? But I'm not surprised. However, I could imagine could be butterflies, but no. I think flowers are great because no matter what project you're gonna make, not only you get all these kind of colors, but the selection is so big that I think you may really be able to find something pretty for whatever project you intend to do. So I shouldn't be surprised, right? Because flowers are like a general topic as well, which is super awesome. Now, the step number 2 is to grab another brush and have a little bit of a play with clear gesso on top of everything. Now I'm using Little Birdie gesso, but I think they are out of stock for the past months, if not years now. I wasn't in touch, to be honest, with the brand, so I have no idea what's going on, if they're still selling or not. I just was lucky to have those gessos shipped to me. But you know what? I will test out gessos for you and see if there are any gessos on the market similar to this one. So I will try my best to make that test for you guys. I'm gonna test out and see how good are the clear gessos, and we hopefully get some answers, because I don't think you can get Little Birdie clear gesso anymore, and it's a pity, right? Now be very careful with adding a layer of clear gesso, because if you used, let's say, watercolor underneath it, your project, underneath it, your elements, you may end up with activating your color and smudging it from the page into your elements. Like this one is acrylics, so it didn't smudge. So regardless, always be careful where the face of fairy, for example, is, to not smudge it, and be gentle, and maybe just do the fairy as the first, the head, for example. It's just a little tip and trick to remember, because I have contaminated several times my project, which is, that's okay too. Like, it's no harm. We're not here to create life-lasting projects, I guess, just to have fun, and you know, that's kind of how I see it. So my focus right now is on the elements, and in a second my focus will turn into outside the elements more as well. Right now is elements. I like to go over sometimes to not have strokes at all, to really have delicate surface. But that being said, you may be careful because you may make the images rulp, so they will become not straight. So be very careful how much of that you're adding. So I'm gonna just have a little bit of gentle play outside the element, just a little bit, because while you're making and painting your elements, usually you grab the background too with your gesso. So I'm just gonna gently touch it, and I'm gonna leave this to dry. And I would imagine that my absolute favorite element step sorry, the morning brain fog, the best next step possibly could be one of my pencils, Inktense pencils. I'll see which one can actually match up and if it's a good idea. Let's dry this. Everything is dry, so we can most definitely see the colors. I honestly have no idea which color could be nice, so I'm gonna just, I don't know, maybe go here. Oh, I love it already. So that's my chip bark. But let's see, because you'd be surprised. Let's see this one. This one is the Chinese ink one, the bluey kind of color, which, oh, you see, this could be nice as well. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for chip bark, and that's because I think I wish to have a little bit of this not vintagey, maybe junk journal-y feel to it. Now I'm not too sure I'm gonna jump in everywhere with the color or with the shading. Maybe just in for flowers or just in a few places. I think I'm gonna be much more subtle. At least I'm gonna try. So now I'm using ink directly from the pencil. If you're wondering if you never did this before, I'm dipping, you can't see, there you go. I'm dipping my brush, my pretty sharp brush, into my ink, and I'm trying to dissolve this as well. And because we have used gesso on top, of course we can do that. That's no problem at all. You can move the pigment however it feels right, and you can move it. And even having gesso on top of acrylics, it helps that you can paint on top of acrylics somehow, you know. I love that. Now I think this part is a little bit too much. I think I would like this to be more subtle. I think more delicate and just, yeah, just a little bit less than more. And maybe having a little bit more coloring around the elements in general than just the outlining feel, if you know what I mean. There we go. Maybe a little bit on her dress as well. You are so beautiful, girly. Now, and I'm adding some water to dissolve that pigment that we have here. That's lovely. You know what? It feels so weird and different to use my own books. There is something about using your own. Maybe that's only me, but I really have this weird feeling as if I'm not good enough to actually make projects, and it takes me time to really, because it's just maybe it's because when you create it you have visions, and then how can you turn those visions into action, and like it just, I don't know, I can't explain. But yeah, I'm so happy with this project. It is absolutely gorgeousness, and it's turning out so lovely, vintagey, and I love that. I love a little bit of brownie touch into it. There we go. Now I think I'm gonna go for very similar feel to our anemone flower here. I have to say it's my favorite flower since a very long time, and I think it's the very first time I will ever use it in my project, because I don't think there was a book that I own. No, for sure no. There was no book that I have with anemone, and yeah, truly a beautiful anemone flower. There we go. I think I wish to create this feel of dimension even more. Like, I think the elements are pretty dimensional by themselves, but I think even adding extra, it gives this depth, and I like that. And I think I decided, now I know why I decided for the brown as well, because everything is kind of warmishy, purplishy, redishy shade, so I think it makes sense with this browny color, because it goes more to purple than brown actually. So I think it's a perfect match made here, to be honest. Now we can do the same here. There we go. Oh, I love that. I love how delicate it is becoming, like really, really delicate. Because as well, there were times I remember where I was like really scrubbing quite a bit of a feeling where there was this really big outline and big shading, which here I think it's more to create a tiny depth and connection between the two and just have a lovely feeling all together. I do love that. Oh, I forgot to dissolve this element a little bit. No, that is pretty. Now question is again, will we add a little bit on this one? How about that? Maybe just a tiny touch. There we go. Now. Oh, that's so nice. We could have like tiny play with color in here to maybe make it less, I don't know, less something. Or here, if you prefer to, if there is white that we didn't fussy cut because it was too difficult, you can add a little bit of that color shading as well to get rid of it. That is so nice. Now I love how weird this is, that the flowers are bigger than the fairy, but isn't that the case in the magical world, that fairies are above the flowers? So actually that makes perfect sense, maybe. Okay, maybe here tiny bit. No. She's quite nostalgic, isn't it? I must say I had a big trouble of which one to choose, because I read a comment, someone said, could you use fairies first? So I thought, yes, let's do fairies. Oh my daisies, I just love this so much. Oh, it's so pretty. Let's just have a tiny touch as well in here of that brownie colory. Oh, she's so cute. Everything seems to be so cute. I think I'm gonna make a little bit of a flooring for her, right? Oh, that's so cute. But there can be a flooring for everyone, for all the flowers, for all the... Oh, that is so gorgeousness now. Oh, I'm gonna leave it as it is, you know, guys. I just adore just this, like as it is, without, yeah, that, like, yeah. As it is, and Marta's moving. Look at it. It is so pretty. I just adore this now. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Wow, I think this is exactly what I was hoping for. A play with elements, having them so much and such a choice. I'm gonna add a tiny touch of that pigment on top of that flower where I couldn't color it really. Not color it, where I couldn't fussy cut it. It is so pretty. I love it. I love it. I'm afraid to do more, so I may just look for some cute little title maybe here and see if we can add something nice. I think I found quite a nice idea for a title. Those are very old stickers, unavailable for years, but I just love them so much. Cosmo Cricket, Believe. Look, it's like believe in yourself, and it's like a lovely tie to my books. I think it's just, yeah, why not? I think I'm gonna have this one because I just love it as it is. My question is, guys, do we need splashes? I don't know. I'm scared, but I think it would make a bit of a perfect sense to have some splashes, right? So let's have a tiny, like, now question, white splashes or brown splashes or both? Let's have a little bit of play with both. Let's see that. How will we do that? Oh, I love it, especially where the flower has the darkness of the... Same for here, let's see. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Tick, tick, tick. Tick, tick, tick. I think I'm gonna focus my splashy energy on here. There we go. Let's have a look, and maybe we're gonna jump in with some white. Oh, I love these tiny splashes that are like, can you see how they tie in everything? I think, at least for me, that's really, and I won't be adding white because I think this page is pretty much yeah, it's in a lovely darkish feel. I don't see that white. I think white could break that vintage touch, vintage feel, or I don't know. What do you think? But I'm gonna leave it for sure. I may just add a touch, like a touch of a touch in here, and Believe, just like a touch. Now, there we go. Oh, I love those tiny touches of something. Sometimes I just like that, you know. Like sometimes those details makes it so much more special, like now, where you have a little bit of shadow undergoing there. And here it is, our first page with the new papers. I'm very excited to share this with you because I think it is so pretty, but also once you have the right elements, it's so easy to create a gorgeous composition. All we had to do is just to make a basic background and then play around with the beautiful elements to create a collagey look. And I just love it, adore it. Yes, I'm excited what's coming because in a long time feeling this inspired feels so good. In case you're wondering, I've used these two books, which is the Flowers one and the Fairies. Amazon is selling online all over the world, and also, you know, for example, Switzerland, just as an example that I know of, or Ireland, we don't have our own Amazon. So Ireland, same as Switzerland and probably some other countries, they tend to ship order from Amazon in Germany, actually. So this is how I have been shopping in Amazon in Germany, even though I am in Ireland, and also it was much more convenient to do it from Germany than UK, which is much closer to us. So it's very weird, but just if you don't have your own country Amazon, it's because it's not there, and I doubt that it will be, but you may shop around in the nearest country Amazon. Probably that making sense. And all the Amazons actually available are listed in the description box below. I hope this is enough of an explanation, technical info, and let's just look into our page once more. Thank you so much again, my beautiful friends, for watching yesterday's video, which was beautifully taken by you, and thank you 100 times for loving the books. It makes me so happy. Thank you so much. As always, a pleasure to be in your homes. Thank you. Yeah, have a beautiful day, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.